Howdy folks, and welcome to the business. Today I'm gonna be presenting you a very nice game with the IS-3A. As you well know, the T-rate Soviet heavy tank, which is, more or less overpowered. We're on Highway, a map that's not exactly too great, and I say this because, well, fighting on the outside on the field is pretty terrible. No cover whatsoever for any of the sides, so most of the times I do choose to fight in the city. Speaking of equipment, I'm running a dual setup on my IS-3A, and since I decided I'm gonna go in the city to brawl it out, I went with hardening, vertical stabs, and rotation device because this tank does have pretty bad gun handling, right? Yeah, and you definitely want to do anything possible to try to make it better. My alternate setup would be vertical steps optics rammer. That's more open maps. This could be an open map too, but like I said, I'm not gonna fight on the field. So yeah, now let the Russian tactics start. As you can see, I start off with a nice snapshot. Well, let's say 2 snapshots because I didn't exactly aim any of them, but it's a Russian tank. It's IS-3, so it has all the accuracy we need. Yeah, don't need anything else. I'm gonna start going in the city, and to be honest, I kinda stopped trying to side scrape around the buildings here, at least with these kind of tanks, V-shaped holes that aren't very good at side scraping. Instead, I like to use this little corner here because it has these stairs, if you want to call them like that. Well, they're technically stairs. It has these stairs, and you can actually hide your lower plate behind them. Not exactly now, but yeah, if I'd want to, I can have my lower plate behind them. At the moment, I'm just waiting for enemies to peek, shoot them in the side nicely. It's a very nifty spot because most of the times enemies don't even pay attention, to this position, and they just push in. And yeah, right now I'm gonna wait for the lovely 53 to go and greet on the Emil, and they kind of worked. Yeah, I knew he was gonna do it. A one-shot target is always the best bait. He went and tried to kill the Emil, and I managed to, use the balanced Russian autoloader, which uses some kind of reversed logic, because with the IS-3 autoloader, the more you shoot, the smaller your reload time would be. Yeah. If you actually empty your entire clip, you will have a lot better reload, I'm not sure by what kind of logic this tank goes by, but you got the 3-shot autoloader, just so you understand how much better it is compared to a normal IS-3. You got a 3-shot autoloader, and once you unload your clip, your burst, your 3 shells, you're going to be reloading pretty much at the same time as a normal IS-3. Just in case the normal IS-3 wasn't good enough, take a little bit more of a, Russian Russian buffs. Yeah, at this point there's not much we can do, so I'm just waiting for the enemies to push in and make a mistake. As you see, we're down a couple of tanks in the city. We only got 3 tanks and they have 4. So the best thing you can do is wait for them and let them make a mistake. I'm still using my nice corner here. It's very good for farming damage. Otherwise, well, there we go, the first target. Obviously I went for a D-track, and I'm gonna try to finish him. Yeah, I actually wanted to finish the guy on the right, but I saw him pushing in, so I had to back up, because you definitely don't want to be in between 2 autoloaders. That's the last place you want to be finding yourself in. Okay, at this point I'm thinking that maybe I can go kill the Samoa, but if I do that, you probably notice they still have a lot of TDs, a lot of tanks that were unspotted in the enemy base, so it'd probably be a big mistake to do it. Instead, I'm gonna try to help the tanks in the city, and there's another tank that follows some kind of twisted logic. Yeah, 703A. That's also not an overpowered tank, but yeah. And I tried to shoot him in the side and it didn't work. I don't know why. So I just started press W. I decided to Russia it and go towards the enemy. Fortunately, this lovely Visa died here and offered me some pretty nice protection. But again, I am fighting with a 703, so I can't exactly pen him very easy with my APCR. My APCR is only 221. You know, it's not exactly great for a heavy tank. I mean, the penetration itself is good, but it's APCR, so it bounces off angled armor quite easily. So all I can do is like wait for my VZ to distract them, so I can get some nice side shots. And that's exactly what's happening. 703 is taking the bait, and in the meantime, I can just profit. Thank you, VZ. Or should I say WZ? Because you're gonna say, why do you say VZ? Ah, it's WZ. Okay, it's WZ. At this point, all we gotta do is like push towards the enemy team. The base somewhat could be in danger, like getting capped too, but then again, Russia again. The base could be somewhat in danger of getting capped because we got 2 tanks left. But I decided at this point it was more important to just push and take their base, because it's never good to like leave 2 flanks undecided, right? So I decided it's better to just push and take their base and then go back to ours if, you know, need be. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So far we racked up some really nice damage, 4k. This tank can definitely like get some massive games. One thing you need to consider is don't try to snipe, don't try to shoot from too big distance. Even though contrary to like what I'm saying, I got some long range shots to this game. But try to keep your engagements like relatively close. It is a heavy tank after all, so try to keep it like relatively close because you don't want the gun to disappoint you. Now I'm gonna push towards their base. I see this Rheinmetall, and I can pretty much somewhat shoot him being hull down, and it worked. And I was gonna die. What are you gonna do? Autoloader. Okay, I managed to like kill the Rheinmetall fairly quick. Like I said, this thing has the ridiculous burst. Don't know how this tank got balanced. All I gotta do now is like try to bully the FV. So I decided I'm just gonna go in. Instead of like trying to, you know, make like the story more long, make the story long, I'm just gonna go and like face hug him. Because, you know, I couldn't exactly get his front plate too well. So I decided it's just better to like go in and use my HP because I got a lot of it anyways. And just tank him, and it worked. Of course our VZ friend helped. At the moment, we are kind of losing the base. But I saw the T-34-2 pushing in. So I wanted to wait a couple of moments just to try to kill him. Because I didn't want to leave a loose end here, right? In the end, it's a T-34-2, not exactly too dangerous, if you know what I mean. But again, I don't want to leave a loose end, so yeah. In the meantime, the Panther's still in the base, so at this point I probably should try to go back to base and defend. You know, like, I don't know how much faith you can have in a Panther 2. It's not the greatest tank, especially against the Boras, so yeah. I waited a bit to see if he's coming in, but he's not, so I decided to try to, you know, go help him out. Herp-a-derp-a-derp. Of course, as I'm going in, I always like to, you know, still take a peek or two to see if anything else is happening, and sure enough, our friend, the SU-130, decided to pop in for some reason only he knows, and to drive through the middle of the map towards his base. And of course it's just fish food for the IS-3. At this point, honestly, there's no point in going back to base, right? Yeah, there's only the Boras. T-34 is almost dead, so there's actually no point in going back to base. Intuition tells me they're gonna come and defend. So yeah, I'm gonna go back on the ridgeline, and the best thing to do would be to like wait a little bit to see if the Boras is here too, but my already helped me out, and they killed the T-34, so pretty much I got almost all my HP, so what is there left to do? Herp-a-derp. Yeah, at this point I thought the Boras is on the field because he shot, but he's actually on the right side, spoiler alert. I just somehow didn't see him. Yeah. And as I'm turning towards the Boras, I see my little friend. Yes. Hello, hello. Unfortunately, the Russian gun handling didn't work this time. But I got 2 more just in case. So the Artie is dead. All I gotta do now is go kill the Boras. Hello, my friend. Where are you going? Where you going? Yes, ignore the chat while I was like a little bit toxic, but it's all good. You know, all the tanks can make anybody say mean things. I know. There's really no point in like chasing a Boras down the map, right? Honestly, yeah. No point. So, I did wanted to see if I can like catch him off here at the bridge, but he's fast. So he's pretty much a light tank. He's a beefed up light tank. No point in chasing him. There's only 4 minutes left too, so yeah, the logical thing to do, even if I wouldn't mind getting an extra kill, is to just go and cap it out, right? Better safe than sorry. I usually don't go for capping. I'm not a fan of capping. I only do it when I necessarily need it. And I think this is one of those scenarios. There's absolutely no point in chasing a super fast tank across the map, right? And a slow heavy. Not really. So we're gonna sit tight. We're gonna cap it out. I'm gonna position myself somehow so I can do some reverse side scraping. This is what you would do in an IS-3A in the city normally, right? Like, I don't recommend side scraping frontally with this. It has the V-shaped hole. So if you side scrape frontally, you're just creating weak spots. You gotta try to practice some reverse side scraping. And when you do this, you need to like slightly over angle your sides so they don't hit your engine deck. And as we noticed, the Boras is like busy fiddling with the arty, so there's not much left for me to do but to blind shoot, right? Yeah, blind shoot in vain. Poor Boras, left with my Top Gun. Well, it's not stupid if it works, right? A victory is a victory in the end, even if the last tank got away. Going back to the results, as you can see, you can pretty much carry this a massive game, I suppose, right? Pretty much, yeah. Definitely was an ace tanker. We got a high caliber medal, a ton of credits, 282,000 and 891 change, right? I did have credit boosters on before you say anything. This tank does make credits, but I just had credit boosters, just so you know. Going into the detail section, we ended up with 7,276 damage. You can say that's pretty good for a tier 8 heavy, right? And in the end, we actually managed to get 193k profit, even if I had to dig in into some gold ammo, and I'm always using rations. Why? Because it's personal preference. I like my tank to perform as good as it can. But yeah, we made a pretty decent profit for an IS-3A game. Alrighty folks, that pretty much explains the video for today. Let me know in the comments below what you feel about this tank. Is it bad? Is it good? Is it too Russia? Let me know how you feel about the IS-3 in the comments below. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe, because that's the only way this business will grow. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, ciao.